Hi everyone, we're going to do a video tutorial on one of the sectioning examples that I did cover in class. It was also part of one of your tutorial sections. We're going to go over how to complete the drawing now in this video. You'll notice that I have inclined my page such that the ruler is parallel to the section line AA. This will just simplify drawing our section through this auxiliary plane. The question does say that it's required to plan a layout as well as draw a front view, but I'm only going to draw the sectional view. Okay, so let's get started. So the first thing to do is to essentially draw your baseline for your section view. So because the page is already aligned with the ruler, we can just take a construction line straight across for our baseline for our drawing. We then project all the relevant points down onto this line and across. So we just set up our set square and we're going to project down that corner because that edge will be visible due to the cut. That edge will also be visible due to the cut, along with the rest of these edges of our holes. Okay, now that those have all been projected, we have all of our relevant points from that front view. The depth or the width of the component will be measured from the side view. So we can see here that the side view is 25 millimeters in width. So we'll take a 25 millimeter measurement here, we can mark it off and then align our ruler with it in order to take that 25 mil width all the way across. We can then fill in a solid line over here. This is a nice and easy drawing because it's just a fixed width. And we can then have a look at our side view and fill in the rest of the detail. So we're essentially going to have this hole, and this hole, which will be these areas over here. We can see from the side view over here that this hole only protrudes 15 millimeters. It's not a full through thickness hole. So we can take that 15 millimeter measurement, there, and we can then mark off that line as well, and we can fill in the rest of the detail for that particular hole. Okay, we can then just fill in the outline of the component and then the detail of the two remaining holes. Where this line here is representing this edge where the cutting plane intersects with the component. This area here is this hole, looking at it from that direction, and the same with these two areas here. So we've included all, or represented all of the detail in our components now. What remains is to indicate the sectioning lines or the hatching. In order to do that, I'm just going to have my 45-degree set square and I'm going to section the relevant areas. We're going to section all of these areas here because these are the areas where material has been removed from the component or where the cutting plane, the virtual cutting plane, is represented. So this area here is this face. This face doesn't get cut by the cutting plane. This area does. This is the bottom of this hole that we're seeing. We're seeing this arc over here from the top, so we don't have sectioning lines there. We have sectioning here and around the back, as well as on that component there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to complete the sectioning lines now. Remember that the sectioning lines go from left to right in an upward slanting direction, and we try and keep our sectioning lines in equal spacing apart. What I'm doing now is I'm using this line here and I'm aligning it every 5 millimeters for each subsequent sectioning line, just to do it nice and quickly and keep the spacing consistent. And there we have our completed section view for this component along the auxiliary cutting plane.